What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Black, your internet relationship and breakup coach. Today's topic, this is the most critical sign that no contact is working and your ex feels regret. Now, if you are watching this video, it is truly my belief that something brought you here for a reason. I don't think anything happens by accident, even though it may seem that way at times. So if this video popped on your timeline, maybe you're going through this currently, or you might in the future, or maybe you'll just gain some insight that you can use for yourself, or you can pass this on to someone else who you feel needs it. Now, this video was incentivized or it came into my mind because of a client I was recently dealing with. And I talked to her a couple of times, and throughout all of our conversations, she had spent so much time trying to get this guy to commit to her. So technically, it wasn't a boyfriend, but it's someone she had been dating for over a year. And of course, it had the classic signs of a really deep relationship. He had done all the things. He had met the friends, the family. He had professed deep feelings of affection towards her. And he had done certain things that, at least objectively speaking, you wouldn't think that someone would do if they didn't care about you deeply. But of course, in 2024, it seems like a lot of people have a fear of commitment, okay? So she was struggling with this, and the first time we talked, it's like, what can I do to make this guy really step up to the plate? And when we were talking through things, the biggest thing that I was trying to stress and emphasize to her is like, it's not your job to convince someone to choose you, okay? You are literally designed as a reflection of God. You are perfection in a sense. Now, this doesn't mean that there's nothing to self-improve in yourself, right, as you continue to grow. But my point is, you are a blessing to the people that come into or come across your life. And so you shouldn't spend all this energy trying and fighting and trying to make people stay that don't want to. You need to grant people radical freedom to choose you and believe that you have enough love, affection, and things that you have offered them. And again, you don't have to get on your knees and beg for scrap. They just naturally stay. And so my suggestion to her at this point was essentially, it's time to be more vocal and express, the things that you want. And if this person is unwilling to do that, then you need to walk away, right? And create an opening for someone new to walk into her life. And I remember at the time that just wasn't what she wanted to hear. Like, she was looking for maybe a perfect text message that she could send to this guy to make him stay. And so I remember her continuing this, trajectory of constantly begging for scraps and trying to force him to do things. And again, maybe she would pull back for a couple of days and he would show affection and apologize and say, oh, I had this going on, or I had that going on, but nothing really changed. And so we had a second call a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, look, I understand how much you care about this person. This is what makes, walking away very difficult, because again, the feelings that you felt for this person were not fake. And even if other people do not understand it, you can certainly, describe just the depth of, the emotions, right? It's like the energy of a wave cascading against the rocks, right? It's a very high energy thing, but it's not like this stream, constant flow. There's moments of high intensity, and then sometimes there's moments of calm. But again, there's a lot of energy in that. right? This is what passion a lot of times can feel like. And again, this is why they say love can be very addictive. And so we had a conversation again, and I said, look, if you want to see if this love and all these time that you spent with this person, if it means something to them, then you need to take it away. And not really just as a game. It's just at the end of the day, you cannot make them do anything. You can only stand up for yourself. That's what a boundary is. And so finally, she decided to, send that text message like, hey, it's been great knowing you. I've thought about this, something along those lines. And it just doesn't seem we're on the same page. I wish you well. And so she walked away. And I remember as the days were going on, maybe she'd check in a couple of times, and she was feeling extreme anxiety, right? But she was still at peace with the decision because she was more anxious a lot of times being with this person just because of the roller coaster of emotions and feelings. And so as the days started to turn into weeks, at this point, she's spending more time with her friends, potentially thinking, hey, I'm never going to hear from this guy again. And, I gave her some encouraging words. And truthfully, that's my goal, is for you to find the best love for you. A lot of times you can create that with your ex or someone that has been there in the past, but sometimes you have to move forward. And so I remember getting an email from her like a week and a half ago, something like that. And the story goes like this. This guy had texted a couple of times, but again, no real action behind it. And I think he even said, hey, let's be friends. To which she says, I'm not interested. So as the story goes, one weekend she gets an aggressive knock on her door. And, she's looking at her ring thing. It's like, oh my God, it's so-and-so. It's her ex. And so initially she's confused, like, what do I do? What does he want? What's going on? And he just would not leave. He's knocking and knocking at the door. And so eventually she walks down, unlocks the door and says, hey, what's going on? And this guy who for the last year she had been chasing and trying to get to commit, all of a sudden is like a waterfall of emotions, right? Professing his feelings. I think I made a mistake. I don't know exactly what this looks like moving forward. I don't know how to give you exactly what you want, but I'm willing to take the leap. Right? I'm willing to take this leap with you because not having you in my life feels way worse than making this commitment to you. Now, before we go any further, if you are enjoying this video, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos that I put out. I truly appreciate you for watching. Also, if you have any friends or family that you think this video can help, please send it to them as well. And so as she was there, dealing with this dilemma, now it was like all the power, all the chips were in her hands, and she became the decision maker. As we talk about a lot of times, she decided, okay, well, I'm not going to rush into anything, right? But this is the direction I want us to go. Now she's kind of dictating what she wants, because everything that she brought to the table, which, like I said, you are complete. You are a piece of God. And whoever is in your life would be lucky to be with you, right? Not because you are completely perfect, but you were created, right, as a reflection of something perfect already, right? A lot of times we try to look on the outside to complete ourselves. And my goal with these videos is to kind of guide you back to yourself. I had another call the other day, and I was talking to this guy who was trying to get his ex-girlfriend back, and he was quoting some of the videos. He's like, well, in this video, he said this and so. And I appreciate that. You know, it means a lot that the videos are helpful. But what I cannot stress enough is that, you know, the goal is not that you become a robot in watching these videos, because love is a very addictive emotion. A lot of times, because you care about this person so much, you stop acting naturally. You start allowing them to walk all over you. You start allowing them to disrespect you. And the goal with these videos, again, is to guide you back to yourself. A lot of times, you know, when I talk to people, I'll say, okay, if your best friend or a family member did X, Y, Z and all these things to you, would you be chasing them? The answer is usually no. Would you, if they call you and they were yelling at you, would you say, hey, you know, I want to listen? Most times you would just maybe hang up the phone and leave. No contact is about self-respect. It's about, you know, demanding from others what you deserve. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? And most times the people that care, the people that matter, right? It's never too high a price to pay. Basically, losing you from their life is way more painful for them. And this is what I talk about when I said the most critical sign is that they are willing to make a change quickly. They are willing to make a real sacrifice. And sometimes you have to stand back and watch what they do, because in moments of high pain and anxiety, your ex might reach out to you. They may say the right things. They may tell you they miss you, but you want to see a genuine sacrifice and effort. Okay? This is the most critical sign. They are willing to put actions behind the words that they say over a sustained amount of time. I talk about dating and moving slowly as you progress after no contact. Right? And if you are in a place where you have a strong sense of self, a high level of self-respect, you're also not going to rush to put your heart back in the hands of someone who walked all over it. So it's okay for you to take your time a little bit, but you want to see them not only saying the things, but doing the things that you demanded, right, before the breakup. And if they are not willing to do these things, you have to be at peace with the fact that whatever is truly for you will never be separate from you for too long. Right? And a lot of times it's not the person, it's the way they made you feel. And so if they do not want to step up to the plate, you want to open yourself back up. You don't want to be stagnant. All right, it's kind of like a pool. You know, one of the most important things about pools, and I'm speaking as someone who has had a pool in my lifetime, is you got to keep the water running. Right, that's one of the things that actually makes maintaining a pool somewhat expensive. Right, there's a pumping system that keeps the water flowing and circulating. Right. If the pool is not moving and it stays stagnant, you're going to have a bunch of like algae and all these things growing in the pool. And that's the way we're designed as well. We are created to circulate. Now, I'm not saying that means you go looking and chasing love and in uncanny areas. I'm saying you want to open yourself back up. You know, expressing all the things that you're seeking in your ex out, because a lot of times you attract what you are. And if you are closed off, if your heart is shut down, right, you're not even allowing love to come in. Okay? Anyway, if you have any thoughts, comments, questions, please drop them down in the comment section below. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future videos that I put out. I truly appreciate you for watching. And I'm going to be releasing more videos. It's been like an interesting couple of weeks, and maybe I'll talk about it someday. But it feels good to be back. Again, I appreciate you for sticking with me. Whatever you're going through, I truly believe this video came across your timeline for a reason. So thanks for watching. And if you want to talk to me about your situation, click the first link in description. I'm sure I'll have a few openings for coaching calls and we can talk about what you're going through. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.